I think we've got who we're going to have today. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
We are small but mighty today.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm so glad you guys are all back with me today. Those of you that are new with me here, just so that you know, I do broadcast this live on Facebook, and then I transfer it from Facebook over to the Iron Zen Yoga YouTube channel so that these community classes are available to you at your convenience. So you can always go back and watch them. I think at this point there's maybe 13 or 14 that are up on the YouTube channel that you can go back and watch. So let me just take a second to introduce myself. My name is Hope Mercer, and I'm with the yoga studio here in town, Iron Zen Yoga. And I'm really excited because this is the second fall that I've been here at the library teaching this class, and it just makes my heart really happy to be here. And despite the fact that we're small in numbers today, we're gonna be big in energy, I'm sure of it. And we do have a little change happening this fall. So last year I was able to be here every other Wednesday for classes roughly. And early last year I went in, I booked that for this fall. However, life is changing. I'm going back to school at the end of this month. So I will be in classes all day Tuesdays and all day Wednesdays. So we actually only have, for this fall and through the end of the year, we're only going to be here 4 times, unfortunately. So we'll be here August 6th today and August 20th, so 2 weeks out. And then we are actually going to be shifting to Thursday afternoons, and that's going to be September 18th and November 20th at 1 o'clock. And those just happen to be days that I'm not at the senior center on Thursdays. Also, my goodness, this room for the library is incredibly busy. It's so hard to get in and schedule times that I could be here. So I will go in periodically and check that schedule, see if there have been any cancellations, and if I can add anything additional, I will definitely do my best to try that. I didn't get the October because of Columbus Day. I was like, what is going on that I couldn't get the day? And then I was like, it's Columbus Day, that's why, because the schedule was wide open, and I thought, let me grab that. And then I realized as I was scheduling, it said the library was closed that day. They have an in-service day, so I won't be able to be here. So I think that's everything. So thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate you tuning in from home and being here with me as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Today's class, we are going to be focusing on back strength and back flexibility. So we're going to have a lot of intention through our movement today and focusing on the back of our bodies, from our crown of our head all the way down to the seat of the tailbone, and just really tuning into that. So our opening here, let's start by finding a tall seat. Find your sits bones under the body, a little side to side. Your knees and hips, knees aligned with hips and toes straight ahead, so you have a nice alignment here. Shoulders stacked over your hips. And then find a lift through the crown of your head. Let your hands settle into the lap. And if you're comfortable closing the eyes, close down the eyes or soften your gaze. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. Breathe into the belly. And let it out slowly. Breathe in through the nose, fill into the belly. And a soft exhale to release. And relax the breath. And begin to notice your body. Where you're holding tension, where you feel open, perhaps even noticing where you feel tired. Give yourself permission to be fully present. This time is for you. Visualize your spine like a tall tree, rooted through your pelvis and growing upward. Each breath nourishing the strength and the resilience of your back, your body, and your spirit. Let's begin today with awareness and gratitude for your body, for your breath, and for the ability to move. Let's take one more nice full clearing breath in through your nose. Breathe into your belly. Maybe even bring one of your hands to your belly so you can feel that breath moving in. And a big HA hot exhale. Good. All right, go ahead, flutter your eyes open. Now, I want to take just a moment before we begin today to talk about our pelvis. So if you've been with me for a while, this is something that I have talked about previously. Our pelvis is very much a bowl. It's the shape of a bowl. It holds a lot of our internal organs. And when we talk about a neutral pelvis, we want to think about holding everything front and back of pelvis in the same plane. So I like to visualize this as a fruit bowl. So you all have probably stacked some fruit in a bowl before, be it apples or oranges. And you know, when you get to the very top of that, if you're not stacked just right or your bowl is a little unlevel, maybe your fruit spills out of that bowl. So if you would for me, bring your hands to the top of your pelvis and just try to find front and back and just try to settle into that. Now, visualize that fruit bowl for me. I know it's kind of silly, but it really does help to visualize that. I want you to think about spilling the fruit out of the front of your pelvis. So you're going to tip your tailbone up and under the body. So that fruit might spill over the top into the front, into your lap. Now, rock back into neutral. And now I want you to spill that fruit out of the back of your bowl, over the back of your chair. So you're tucking your tailbone under, towards the front of your body. Now come back to neutral for me. Good. Now spill towards the front again, lifting through your tailbone. Good. Rock back to center. And now over the back of your chair, tip your tailbone under your body. Good. And then back to neutral. One more time, just like that. Tip your tailbone up, spill over the front, come back to neutral, and now tip the tailbone under and spill over the back of your chair. Perfect. Now come back to neutral for me. Very good. Now, moving your hands from your pelvis, let's bring on up to the rib cage. So we're just going to take a moment into breath awareness here. Now, if holding your hands here doesn't feel good in your body, you could always kind of cross your hands across the rib cage and kind of feel the sides of the rib cage here too. As you breathe in, see if you can feel your ribs move. Take a breath in through your nose and breath out. Ooh, lovely. I'm seeing lots of elbows move. Inhale and exhale. See if you can drop your breath from your clavicle, your shoulder, and upper part of your lungs a little deeper into the ribs. I'm seeing some shoulder movement, so let's try that again. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out. So good. One more time. And breathe out. Nicely done, folks. That looked great. Let your hands relax. Now, with your hands at your lap, breathe in again. See, without touching the ribs, can you feel that? And breathe out. Good. I'm seeing a little bit of shoulder movement again. Inhale. Exhale. Good. So we want to move from breathing in the upper part of our chest to deeper. When we breathe into the upper part of our chest, we tend to live in this state of fight or flight because we don't take a full deep breath. When we breathe a little deeper, we massage our vagus nerve. It's a big nerve. It's kind of like our body's information highway that sends signals back to the brain that we're safe. So when we take those big full belly breath, it helps us to move into that state of rest rather than being in that fight or flight. And sometimes it's a very conscious effort to be able to take that deeper breath. Okay? All right, from here, let's start with some neck and shoulder rolls. Go ahead and drop your chin towards your chest. Now, as you're dropping your chin to your chest, let your awareness rest in the back of your neck and the muscles that are stretching along the sides of your neck and into the top of your shoulders. Lift your gaze towards the ceiling, and as we lift, I want you to bring awareness to the front of your neck now. The muscles along the front that move in behind your clavicle, and feel that stretch here. Good. Chin towards the chest again. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale, breath, lift the gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, stay here. Good. Breathe in through your nose. And exhale, chin to chest. Breathe out the nose. We're gently sealing the lips and letting all of the breath travel in and out the nose. Inhale and exhale. Let's start to move just a little quicker. Inhale, breath, draw the gaze to the sky. And exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, breath, lift the gaze. And exhale, breath, tuck the chin to the chest. One more time, each way. Inhale, lift. And exhale, tuck the chin towards the chest. Good, stay right here. Now, rolling your chin through center, take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Now notice the stretch along the left side of your neck. Now remember, you're always taking things into a space that feels good in your body. If something doesn't feel good, please draw back out of that. Take what feels good. Don't ever feel like you have to do what I'm asking of you. Now roll your chin through center. Take your left ear towards your left shoulder. Ooh, feel that big stretch down the right side of your neck. Roll the chin through center, right ear, right shoulder. And chin through center, left ear, left shoulder. Good. One more time here. Roll the chin through center, right ear, right shoulder. And then extend your left hand out to the sides of the body, the palm facing the front of the room. And then press your palm towards the back of the room, really accentuating that stretch down the side of the neck. Take a full breath. Let that breath go. One more time. Inhale to the belly. And exhale. Good. Softly release the hand back to your lap. Drop your chin through center, rolling your left ear towards your left shoulder. And now extend your right hand out to the side of the body, palm facing front of room, and then press the back of the hand towards the back of the room. Breathe into the belly and breathe out. Inhale, breath, and exhale. Draw the right hand back to your lap and gently roll the chin back to center and lift the gaze back to parallel. Good. All right, let's take some shoulder rolls. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and down your back. Rolling, rolling. Now switch directions, come forward. And remember, you're taking this into a space that feels good in your body. Maybe they're small little circles, maybe they're big circles. And then let's bicycle, send one shoulder back and then the other shoulder. Good. And then switch the direction, bicycle forward. I always think it helps to make my arms into like choo-choo arms here. Good. All right, let's go ahead and pause here. Bringing the hands back to the lap, we're gonna start to move in some torso circles. So we're gonna drop the chest a bit forward. Now I want you to really think about a long line with the spine. So rather than being rounded here, try to sit as tall as you can. And then over to your right, we'll go clockwise, and then the back, and then off to the left. Now, if you're seated far back in your chair, it might be more helpful to scooch forward just a little bit in the chair to give yourself a bit more space here. And then the next time you come forward, switch that direction, go counterclockwise. Now let's come back to center and neutral, shoulders over hips again. Now this next one can be a little bit more difficult, and I've been practicing for quite a while now. And I've just recently finally kind of got the hang of it. So let's see what we can do. If nothing more, we'll have a little giggle. So what I want you to do is imagine you're a belly dancer for me. Okay, now, and we're gonna be inside of a barrel. You're a belly dancer inside of a barrel. Okay, rib cage. Lots of awareness in the rib cage. Can you pull your rib cage forward? So it's kind of like a little bit of a cow pose. We're pulling the belly button forward, lifting a bit through the chest. Now, can you take your ribs over to the right and then towards the back of your chair and then over to the left? So the reason you're a belly dancer inside of a barrel is because you're trying to use your rib cage to scrape the inside of the barrel. And it feels awkward, doesn't it? You're like, I can't do this. It does get a little easier with time. This is one of these fun things to practice when nobody is at home with you and you're by yourself and you're like, I always wanted to be a belly dancer. Let me give this a try again. Maybe that was just me, but. All right, let's pause and switch directions. Go counterclockwise. So off to the left, back, right, and forward. So can you see how this is spinal mobility? Yeah, definitely. Lots of flexion and extension through your spine, side to side. Good. All right. Nice. Pause at center again. So just a little bit of fun. Sometimes we have to toss a little fun into it, get a little giggle. It's a good thing. Okay, from here, let's move into cat-cow. So hands at the knees. And again, feet nice and flat on the floor. These chairs are a little bit more difficult to find for me, flat on the floor. I gotta be almost on the edge of the seat here to find that. And then that really tall spine. So hands at the knees, and then on your cow pose, you're pulling the heart forward, you're lifting your gaze, and back to the pelvis, we're lifting the tailbone, so we're making a C shape with the spine to the front. On your exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone under, hug your belly in, and send your spine towards the back of the room. Inhale, breath, draw forward. And exhale, breath, tuck and round. I'm going to turn a little sideways here, so if you're watching at home, you can see a little easier. Inhale, pull forward. And exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, breath forward. Exhale, breath, tuck and round. Let's go once more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Back to center. Stack the shoulders over the hips. Extend the hands out to the sides of the body, palms facing the front of the room, our seated mountain pose. And you can let your arms be a little bit relaxed here. Doesn't have to quite be here, so just kind of relaxed. Inhale, breath, and sweep your arms up and over your head, our extended mountain. And exhale, breath, hands float back down. Inhale, breath, stretch and reach the arms up and overhead. Let your movement match your breath. Exhale, hands float back down. So you may not be moving at the same pace as your neighbor. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, breath, you lift. Exhale, breath, float down. Good, and we'll just pause right here. Let everyone meet us back. Good. Inhale, breath, reach the arms up. We'll move together here. Let your left hand drop down to the side of the body and reach your right hand over your head. Now, as you take that big reach with your right hand, what's happening in your right sit bone? Are you rocking out of your chair? Can you rock your sits bone back down into the chair and stay firmly rooted through your seat? Breathe into the right side of your rib cage. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, sweep your left hand back up. And exhale, let your right hand reach down, stretch over the body. And now we're breathing into the left side of the rib cage, and the left sits bone is staying grounded and rooted into your seat, which might mean you feel like you should be reaching here, but maybe you're just reaching here because you're really rooted through the seat. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, let's go breath pace. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand reaches down. Inhale, breathe into the right side of the rib cage. Exhale and rise back. Inhale here. Exhale, right hand reaches down, left hand reaches over. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise, center. All right, I'm gonna go back to not mirroring you, bear with me. Exhale, breath, bring your left hand towards your right knee and your right hand's gonna drop. Now, your hand could come to your hip. You could catch the chair. You could extend your arm all the way behind the body and you're looking over your right shoulder. So breathe in here and breathe out. Inhale, breath. It's all good. We're going to do both sides. Exhale, breath in. Sweep your extended arm up and over your head and catch your opposite knee. So your arms are crossed in front of your body. Perfect. Inhale, draw your heart forward. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, breath will pull forward. And exhale, breath back through to cat, hugging the belly in, tucking the tailbone and the gaze. Draw back to neutral. Now your crossed hands, lift them up to shoulder height and then bring the backs of hands together here. Okay, now if you have the space, you could try to catch your thumb, but if not, it's okay. Inhale, breath, lift your fingers towards the sky. Exhale, breath, tuck your elbows towards your belly. Inhale, breath, rise up. And exhale, breath, tuck down. Inhale, breath, come back to center. Exhale, untangle the arms back to your mountain pose. Nicely done. Inhale, breath, will stretch and reach the arms high. Exhale, breath, and twist in the opposite direction of what you just did. Right hand falls to your left knee if you're with me, left hand behind it if you're not with me. It's all good because it's your practice. That hand could be at your hip, the back of your chair, or extended long behind the body. Wherever you're at, take a peek over your shoulder and breathe in. And breathe out. Full inhale and exhale. Inhale, sweep your extended back arm up and over the head and draw it up to catch your opposite knee. Arms crossed in front of the body. Inhale, breath, pull forward for cow pose. Exhale, breath, tuck and round. Inhale, breath, pull forward. And exhale, breath, tuck and round. Inhale, breath, back to neutral. And now let's find our eagle arms again. Draw your arms up to elbow height, crossing, and then maybe bring back the hands together, or you could take your fingertips to the palm or just catch your thumb. Any which way is a-okay. Take an inhale breath and lift your fingers, and exhale, draw your elbows towards your belly. Inhale, breath, lift, and exhale, breath, tuck. Last one. Inhale, breath, will rise, and exhale, breath, we tuck. Inhale, breath, back to neutral. Release the cross of the arms back to mountain pose. Inhale, breath, extended mountain. Reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, breath, and draw the hands to heart center. Inhale, breath, will rise. Exhale, breath, forward fold. This first time, bring your forearms to your knees and extend long from your spine to the crown of your head. Inhale, breath, right knee lifts any available amount. Exhale, breath, release to your right knee. Inhale, breath, left knee lifts any available amount. Exhale, breath, down. Hands to knees. Inhale, cobra. Lift the gaze, lift the tailbone, draw the heart forward. Exhale, breath, back to mountain. Inhale, breath, extended mountain. Exhale, breath, Samasthiti. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, breath, rise. Exhale, breath, forward fold. And we can go the forearms to the knees or a bigger reach to the toes. Unless you are a glaucoma patient, you are keeping your vision straight ahead if you are. Otherwise, a release of the neck and the shoulders, gazing between the legs. Inhale, breath, rise. Right knee lifts any available amount. Exhale, breath, down. Inhale, breath, left leg lifts any available amount. Exhale, breath, down. Inhale, breath, cobra. This feels like cow pose because they're very similar. Exhale, breath, back to mountain. Inhale, breath, extended mountain. Reach your arms high. Exhale, breath, hands, heart center. We're going to build on, but if what we've been doing feels best, stay with it. Inhale, rise. Exhale, breath, forward fold. Forearms to the knees or that bigger reach to the toes, yogi's choice. Inhale, breath, rise. Right knee lifts or a big extension of the arms and the leg. Exhale, breath, back to mountain. Inhale, breath, rise. Right knee lifts left knee lifts any amount, or left leg extends, arms extend overhead. Exhale down, hands to knees. Inhale, draw the heart forward, lift the gaze and the tailbone. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, breath, extended mountain. Exhale, breath, hands, heart center, samastiti. Inhale, breath, Urdhva Hasta, reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, right side, knee to chest or a big extension, yogi's choice. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side. Please choose what fits you and your practice, not necessarily the group. Hands to knees. Inhale, cobra, lift the heart and the gaze. Exhale, breath, back to mountain. Inhale, breath, big reach. Exhale, breath, hands to heart center. I want to pause here for just a second. I know I'm giving you lots of options here because everybody's body is different. So I want you to choose what fits you best of all. Every person's practice is going to look different. So just because your neighbor's taking that big extend, but you're more comfortable here, I want you to stay where you feel best in your body. Every day is different. You may come to class the next time and your neighbor who is making that big extension says, not today, I'm just gonna take a knee. So I want you to do what feels best for you. All right, inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, breath, right side, knee to chest or your big extension. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, left side, knee to chest or extend. Exhale, breath down, hands to knees. Inhale, draw the heart forward. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, breath, extended mountain, big reach. Exhale, breath, hands to heart center. Let's go one more time. Inhale, breath, rise. Exhale, breath, forward fold. A big reach to the toes or the forearms to the knees. Inhale, breath, right side. Yogi's choice, knee to chest or big extend. Exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath, left side. Knee to chest or take that extension. You get to choose. Exhale, breath down, hands to knees. Inhale, draw the heart forward. Exhale, breath back to mountain. Inhale, breath, rise. Exhale, breath, hands to heart center. Now here, I want to invite you to soften your gaze, close your eyes, stack your hands at your heart or your heart in your belly, and connect with your body and your breath. Feel the beat of your heart, the rate of your breath. Feel the energy that is moving through your body. Find a moment of gratitude for what your body is capable of doing today. Remembering that absolutely every day is different. Some days we wake up and we feel great, and other days we wake up with little aches and pains. Maybe we slept funny. We don't know what happened overnight, but man, we're not feeling our best. But we just have to have gratitude for the day that we've been given, the opportunity to show up for ourselves, for our friends, for our community. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. Release the hands back to the lap, flutter the eyes open. All right, let's walk our feet just ahead of our knees. Okay? And just pick up your toes and pick up your toes. If you have your shoes off, I want you to take this opportunity to spread your toes really wide too. Anybody have a song playing in their head right now? What was I singing yesterday? Oh, I was singing good morning, good morning. I don't know the rest of the song. I feel like I should learn it. All right, step those feet in and back underneath your knees and heel lifts. Heel lifts or calf raises. Now this is another one of those exercises you could do at home. Right? Sharon and I were talking about building strength. You could lay a stack of books on your lap here. You could hold your cat. You could hold your dog. You could work some low body strength. As we age, Strength training is so incredibly important for our bone health. You all have heard bone density. I'm sure you have. This is how we build. We have to have that strength training to be able to keep our bones nice and strong. Okay, pause here. We're gonna do marches today. We're gonna do them ever so slightly. So usually I just have you march in place, right? Today, we're gonna start right leg, and we're gonna lift that leg and we're gonna hold. Flex your toes towards your knee. And I want you to think tall, tall, tall through your spine. So the shoulders are stacked over the hips. Lovely. Put that down. Right leg down, left leg up. Words are hard today for some reason. Good. Left leg down, right leg up. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Inhale, breath, lift the left. Exhale, breath. I love that y'all are just like, I'm done with this. Inhale. Exhale, breath. I'm encouraging long breath. Inhale. Exhale. Ooh, slow march. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Did you know that your core is also your low back and your back of body? Down we go. Inhale. So, we're working our low abdominals, our core, but also we're working back body strength. Lovely. So when we move a little slower and with intention, we're building strength. We're building body awareness. Are you aware of your thigh yet? My quad's like, hello. Let's go one more time each side. And one more, left side. Very good. All right, give the legs a little wiggle, a little shake, a little thank you legs. All right, from here, let's move into a nice little hamstring stretch. Send your right leg out in front of you. Okay. Now, we want to make sure that legs are in the same plane as our hips. So we don't want to be here, we want to be here. Okay. Hands at your hips, take a big breath in, sit really tall. On your exhale breath, just lean forward. Find your best action figure in your mind and think about the way that your action figure moves. It has arm joints, hip joints, that's neck, and we're just working at the hip. Go ahead and come back up and lean forward. Flex your toes towards your knee. Let your awareness be in the back of your thigh, your hamstring. Good. Go ahead, rise back up. One more time. Big inhale. Exhale, breath, lean forward. Inhale, breath, rise back up. Okay. We're going to bring our right leg up. Now, you can hold behind your thigh and just be very intentional, like you are really pulling it in. You can hold in front of your shin. You can hold one hand at your shin, one hand at your thigh. Whichever feels most accessible to you. Y'all, I lotioned up and this is hard. Like I'm sliding. Take a big breath here. And a breath out. Now, would it be possible for you to also reach your left hand forward? And if not, it's okay. Think about sitting really tall. Take an inhale. And an exhale. One more, breathe in. And breathe out and relax. Good. Okay, right leg is now bent. Foot nice and firmly on the ground. Send your left leg forward. Flex your left toes towards the body. All right, hands at the hips again. Find your best action figure. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, lean forward. A nice long spine for your body. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Inhale, breath, rise. And exhale, breath, lean forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, breath, rise. Exhale, breath, last one. Lean forward and really let your awareness rest in the back of your left leg and your hamstring. Good. Inhale, rise back, shoulders stack over hips. Now let's draw that left leg in. Maybe we catch just behind the thigh, a hand at the shin and a hand at the thigh, both hands at the shin. Yogi's choice. Take a big breath here. Sit really tall through the spine. Let that breath go. Inhale and exhale. Would it be possible for you to reach your right hand forward and still sit really tall? Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale breath. Exhale breath, relax back. Very good. Okay, now we're going to move into a little bit more of that hip hinge, and I'm just turning a little bit here. So again, if we think about our body as if it were just an action figure, hinge hips, the hips are hinging and the arms are hinging. So we're going to take a seated chair pose, which sounds kind of silly, but that's where we're headed. So shoulders are stacked over top of our hips, hands at your knees. Now on your inhale breath, I want you to imagine that you're a puppet and you're being drawn really, really tall through your spine. Then on the exhale breath, lean your heart forward. So you get this really long line from your crown to your tailbone. Okay, so let's do that together. Hands at your lap, take an inhale, sit really tall. Exhale breath and lean forward. Good. Now your gaze, I want you to be mindful that you're not looking down between your feet and you're not looking all the way forward because you're craning your neck. Let your gaze be probably 3 feet ahead of you on the floor. Now inhale, stack the shoulders back over the hips, nice and tall. Exhale breath, find that lean again. Good. Inhale breath, rise. Filling the body, and then exhale, we find that lean forward. Last time here. Take another inhale. And exhale. Inhale, breath, rise back up, nice and tall. Bring your hands behind your head to lace, and you can either lace or just stack. Either way is fine. Now, anytime I ask you to draw your arms up in this way, I want you to try your best to open the arms as much as you can. So we're really broad across the chest and maybe even squeezing your shoulder blades together a little bit. Try not to crank your chin towards your chest. Try to keep your chin parallel to the ground. We're going to take some twists here again. Nice and firm through the soles of your feet. Inhale, breath. And on your exhale, twisting towards your right. Draw your right elbow back and your left elbow forward towards me. And then come back to center. Good. Now twisting the opposite way. Left elbow draws back, right elbow towards me. You can even take your gaze over your left shoulder a little bit. Inhale, come back to center. Now this twist is happening through the upper part of your rib cage and your shoulders. To the right, right elbow draws back, left elbow forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, breath left. Inhale, breath center. Exhale, breath right. Inhale, breath center. Exhale, breath left. Come back to center. Release the arms a moment. Give those shoulders a little roll. Now we're going to add into this a little crunch, okay? Now, oftentimes when I say we're going to do crunches, I see this. And don't feel like you have to go all the way to a touch. If you are lifting your leg in a march in the way that we did earlier, perfect. And if you're adding that bit of a twist that we just did, now you could add a little oomph right there as you come together, but it's not necessary. So you can think about the twist and the lift, and that would be just fine, okay? So let's start again. Bring the hands up towards the head. And if we wanted, we could even take elbows to shoulders. You could even cross your arms across your chest if you're like, okay, I'm just having a really hard time holding my hands here. So options are available. Always make it fit you. Take an inhale. And exhale, twist to the right. Pick up that right leg. Come back to center. Twist to the left. Pick up your left leg. So nice and slow, these first few. Come back to center. To the right, pick up the right leg. Back to center. to the left, draw the left knee up, back to center. Now, let's make this just a little bit smoother. We twist and crunch. Good, and twist and crunch. Back to center. Right side, center. Left side, center. Right, center. Left, center. Let's go one more. Each side. Right and left and center. Beautiful. Shake out whatever you need to shake out. Some shoulder rolls, maybe a gentle little neck roll across the front, maybe a little Charleston with the feet. Okay, next up, seated pigeon pose. Now, this is going to look different for everyone. If you have had a hip replacement either side, both sides, we're going to start with your option and then we're going to move, and I'm actually going to stay in the more grounded position. So I want you to take, again, whatever one is most appropriate for you. So let's start out by taking the right ankle and crossing it over the left. Now when you do this, I want you to drop that knee open. Left leg is still going to stay very actively grounded and straight ahead. Okay. If it is available in your body, you can draw your right ankle up and cross your left knee. So we create this figure 4 shape in the leg, okay? Now, if this is available to you, I want you to stay here. I'm going to go back though. I'm going to take the ankle across the grounded ankle. Hands are at the knees. That right knee is dropping open as much as we're able. Take a big breath in. And on your breath out, draw your heart towards your knee or your shin. Breathe in here and breathe out. One more inhale and exhale. Inhale, stack the shoulders over the hips. If you're all the way up in that figure 4, release back. Everyone, right foot to the ground. Okay, now again, other side. If you've had a hip replacement on your left but not on your right, this side might not be accessible to draw up. We'll all start crossing left ankle over the right. Right leg, grounded, knee in front of the hip, the toes straight ahead. That left knee is dropping open. If it is available in your body, bring your left ankle up to cross your right knee. Okay. I'm going to go back to grounded. So if you are here and this is comfy in your body, feel free to stay right here. I'm going to drop this back down though. All right, here we go. We take that inhale breath, we lift really tall. And on the exhale, pull your heart forward towards your shin or towards your knees. You're keeping a long spine in your body. A breath in and a breath out. Inhale breath and exhale breath. Good. Inhale, rise back, shoulders over hips. Release the left foot back to the ground. All right, take a little windshield wiper. So just let the legs kind of in and out, wiggle through the hips. Okay, so I learned something in the last couple of weeks that one of my students had shared with me, and that was that her father-in-law's physical therapist had recommended that when he prepared to move, when he prepared to go from seated to standing, if he had been seated for a very long time, that he should start to march in his chair first. And what that was doing was encouraging the blood to begin to flow through the low body. So in the past, I've asked you guys, when we go from seated to standing, to march a few times in place. So I want to encourage you to march first, get the blood moving, just a few times, and then we're going to ground the feet, make sure that the knees are ahead of the hips and the toes are straight ahead. We'll take a big inhale breath. On your exhale, press through the soles of the feet, come to stand, take a couple marches. Good. So what that does is it helps us level out the blood pressure in the body. It lets us move and begin to take a step without getting lightheaded or dizzy, as it keeps the blood flow. Okay. All right. So next up is going to be our kitchen sink stretch. So I'm going to have you step behind your chair and make sure you have plenty of space behind you. So y'all might want to spread apart just a little bit more so you have a bit of space, because I'm going to ask you to get a bit more than arm's distance away from your chair here. Now, if you are a glaucoma patient, your vision is going to stay straight ahead. I don't need phone calls from your ophthalmologist. Otherwise, you're going to be looking straight down at the ground. So our hands are going to be at the back of our chair, and we're going to just start to walk the feet back. And again, glaucoma patient, you're going to just kind of look over the back of the chair at me. Otherwise, we keep walking back until the arms are long. The hands, the shoulders, and the hips are in the same plane, and you are creating this long, gorgeous tabletop with your back of body. And I'm going to move some chairs around so we have a little bit more space. Just a little bit. Now, so from here, you're just going to let yourself drop down if you're able, and you can bend your knees a little bit. You could let your feet be a little bit wider, so maybe even hip distance, and then just think long, long, long. I always think of, they call this a kitchen sink stretch, because if you've been in the kitchen cooking, it's Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, you've got a big family picnic, and you've been in that kitchen forever, your shoulders hurt, your back hurts, and you just lay your hands on your kitchen counter and you walk back, whoo, let the heart drop down. That feels good, right? Y'all are looking great today. You didn't forget a thing over the summer. Good job. Take another breath in here. And a big, complete breath out. Very nice. Walk yourself back to the chair. Now, as we walk back to the chair, I want you to find your mountain pose. So, in our seated mountain pose, we're really looking for shoulders to stack over hips, over ankles, or over, shoulders over hips, and then we have our legs at that 90-degree bend. When we're standing, our feet are at hip distance. If you take a peek down at your toes are straight ahead. They're not pointing out. Your heels aren't spun out. We have the knees and the toes straight ahead. And then just imagine at the bottom of your foot a triangle shape from the ball behind your big toe to the ball behind your little toe, all the way back to your heel. And we have the weight of our body fully into that triangle. We have equal amounts of pressure in all 3 points. And then our shoulders are stacked over our hips and our hands are resting at the sides of our body. Your chin is parallel to the ground, so you're not looking up, you're not looking down, you're looking probably about thigh height on me since y'all are on the ground there. All right, take a big inhale, breath, stretch your arms up and over your head. Exhale, breath, float the hands down. Good. Inhale, breath, stretch. Exhale, breath, float down. Good. Inhale, breath, stretch the arms up and over the head. And then on an exhale, cactus your arms. So we're going to find like a football goal. So we have the elbow and the shoulder in one line, the wrist right above. Good. Now, stretch your arms out to the sides if you're trying to touch the wall. Turn your palms towards the back of the room. Now, as you have the hands spun back, I'm going to have you try your best to bring your hands towards your hips or even maybe slide them into the small of your back. Good. Inhale, stretch them back out. Turn the palms forward. Cactus the arms. And if it's available, a reach of the arms high. And then we come back. We open wide. Spin the palms to the back of the room. Slide the hands towards the hips or maybe even towards the small of the back, creating little wings. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Down we go. Last one. Cactus. Extend. Turn the palms. And then that slide of the hands towards the hips or the small of the back. Good. Extend. Turn. Cactus. And a big reach back to mountain pose. Nicely done, folks. All right, let's do a little balance work before we go any further. You're standing behind your chair. We're going to start with our right foot nice and grounded. I love this with my shoes off because I like to get my toes involved in this nonsense. So pick up your foot, spread your toes wide, and then ground back down. If your shoes are on, just get a nice, sturdy balance on that right foot. Now, we're going to come to the toes of our left foot. So just a nice bend of your left knee. One full round of breath here. Inhale to your belly and exhale. With this inhale breath, could you lift your left toes from the ground? and maybe let go of your chair. Maybe let go with one hand to start, and then maybe go down to one finger, and then could you take that hand off your chair? Good. So balance work is so important. Good, good, good. Don't forget to breathe. When we forget to breathe, that's when we tend to fall. Good. Left foot down. Nicely done. I saw lots of balancing happening. Now, if you're like, man, I was wobbling the whole time, that's okay. Our muscles are like, we're working, we're working, we're working. So that's a good thing that we're experiencing a little bit of wobble, but we want to work towards less wobble. So this is a practice thing. Left foot. All right. No shoe friends. Pick those toes up, spread them wide, and then put them back down. Shoe friends, get a nice firm foundation in that left foot. All right. Come up onto your right toes. We'll start with our hands on our chair. Maybe we just start with one hand on the chair. Take a big full breath into your belly. Let that breath go. Now, next inhale breath. Could you float your right toes off the floor? Could you release your hand from the chair? Could you go one finger on the chair? Find a focal point as well. Don't let it be me because I'm a little wobbly today. You guys are killing it today. Nice. Very good. Nice work, friends. Okay, let's do our calf stretches real quick. At your chair, we're going to step our right foot close to our chair. And then we're going to step our left foot in a long step back. So this looks like a big old lunge, right? Our left heel should be lifted from the ground, so not spun down. We want to be up onto the tippy toes of your left foot. If you are here, pull that chair back so you're nice and tall. Okay? Now, right hand can move or both hands can stay on the chair. Yogi's choice. I know a lot of you have gotten used to a little bit of movement here and it feels good in the arms. We're going to take an inhale breath, straighten both legs, float your right hand up. Exhale breath, extend your left heel back down to the mat, to the earth. Inhale, rise. Exhale breath, left heel down. Inhale breath, rise. Exhale breath, extend that left heel down. Right hand can come back to the chair, and we're keeping that tension in the left calf muscle. So really let your awareness rest there. Be like, I really feel this stretch happening in that left heel, left calf muscle. Take a breath in. And a breath out. One more. Inhale to your belly. Exhale. Y'all's breathing is looking so much better. All right, let's step that left foot in. Okay, you can keep your chair. This one is a little less intense, but it's just as effective. Your right toes are going to stay pointed towards 12 o'clock. Your left toes are going to turn to about 11 o'clock, and you're going to keep 10 or 12 inches between your heels. And then we need to imagine we're taking a group photo, and I need you to get a little shorter. Right, you're in the front row. We need to see that person behind you. Now, we're stretching the soleus muscle here. So there are two muscles in our calf, the gastrocnemius, which is that big one that we can see. And then we have a smaller one called the soleus muscle. So this one's a little more difficult to stretch, but this shorter stance and little squat, we get right into it. Take a breath and let that breath go. Inhale to the belly and exhale. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out and stand. Very good. Let's switch this up. Left foot close to the chair, and then take that big step back with your right foot. Right heel is lifted. Left knee mostly over your left ankle. Okay. Left hand's going to do the movement if you want a bit of movement. If you don't, you're fine to just let yourself lift and lower here. Inhale, breath. We rise. Exhale, breath. Extend the right heel to the ground. Inhale, breath. Lift. Exhale, breath. Extend. Inhale, breath. We rise. Exhale, breath. Down. Let your left hand come back to the chair. Drop your awareness into that right calf muscle. Breathe into that. Imagine you're pulling the breath in your nose and it's traveling all the way through the body right into that right calf muscle. Inhale, breath. And exhale. Full inhale. Exhale breath. Good. Straighten both legs. Step your right foot in. Shorten up your stance. 10 or 12 inches. Left toes to 12 o'clock. Right toes to 1 o'clock. 10 or 12 inches. And it's time for our group photo. We're getting short. Nicely done. And you can hold onto the chair still. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, breath. And exhale. This will be the frame that Facebook shows everybody because my booty's sticking out. Always is the one that it picks to show. Take another inhale. And exhale. Good. Go ahead and stand. Woo. Feet step together. Nice. Okay, friends, let's come back and have a seat. Come back in front of your chair. And before you plop right back down there, we're going to do a chair pose. Okay, so let's check in. Toes are pointed straight ahead. Hands rest sides of body. Let's bring the hands up to heart center. Now, when you go to chair pose, Utkatasana pose, it's like you're taking your seat, but you pause because somebody stole your seat. Okay, so let's do that. Ready? Take that little squat. Okay, and the backs of your thighs might even be touching the chair. And you're hanging out here. Take a breath. And a breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, nice and easy. Take your seat. Grandma's got plastic on the sofa and you don't want it to scrunch under your booty. I haven't used that example in a while. All right, perfect. All right, let's find that opening posture. Find your sits bones under your body. Knees ahead of the hips, toes straight ahead, shoulders stack over the hips, the chin parallel to the ground, a lift through the crown of your head. Let your hands rest at your lap. Soften the gaze or close your eyes. And begin to settle into stillness, allowing the body to rest completely into your chair. Allow your breath to soften, lengthen, and deepen naturally without force. Gently bring your awareness inside. Bring the awareness to the back of your body, resting against the surface beneath you. Notice the points of contact of your body to the earth and to the seat beneath you. The soles of your feet, the backs of your thighs, your pelvis, your spine. And now bring awareness specifically into your spine, beginning at the base where the tailbone rests. Without moving, visualize the spine stacking upward, vertebrae by vertebrae. Notice the gentle curves, the inward scoop of the low back, the rise of the rib cage, the outward arc of the upward back, and the graceful curve at the neck, gently cradling the head. You're not trying to change or fix anything. You're just observing. Allow your breath to trace the line of your spine. With each inhale, imagine space being created between the vertebrae. And with each exhale, allow any tension along the back to melt downward, releasing into gravity. Let your awareness linger in any area that feels stiff, tender, or ignored. Not with judgment, but with kindness. Your body is not a problem to be solved. It's a place to be noticed, listened to, and honored. Allow yourself to rest here for just a few more moments. Spine long, breath slow, awareness soft and steady. Let's bring the hands together at heart center, letting the thumbs come to rest at the heart space, bowing your head. As we prepare to transition back into your day, allow yourself to carry this quiet awareness with you, knowing that your spine supports you with strength and flexibility, just like you show up for others every day. Let's take a moment here in gratitude for this practice, to you for making space in the day, and for this opportunity to come together in community and in collective energy. Let's take a clearing breath together before we close. A full inhale through the nose and a big exhale with ease. May your life be free of struggles. May your heart be open. May your body be filled with joy and ease. May you share your gifts with the world. And may you know your truest self in this lifetime. Together we say, Namaste. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. We will be back August the 12th.